Good morning, good afternoon, and good day, folks. Allow me to welcome you back to Orpheus. Today, we are beginning the second part and final part of our campaign, which we are calling Crusade of Ashes. I am Vince, your host and storyteller for this campaign.
That was my bad, Amanda. Can you say it one more time?
No worries. And I'm Amanda, and I'm playing Mia.
I'm Caleb, and I'm playing Colette.
I'm Eli, and I'm playing Nakoa Ka'Uhane.
I'm Lev, and I'm playing Logan.
I'm Sergio, and I'm playing Lavinia.
I'm Zach, and I'm playing Viv.
Glad to have you all back. This is amazing. So excited. Now, everyone, please keep in mind that this actual play is intended for mature audiences, semi-mature. It contains elements of supernatural horror, violence, adult language, sexual situations if we're lucky, substance abuse, and more. Of course, viewer and listener discretion is always advised. Music in this episode is brought to you by Cryo Chamber and Epidemic Sound. For more information on Cryo Chamber, please visit cryochamber.bandcamp.com, and you can also learn more about Epidemic Sound at epidemicsound.com. If you like what we're doing here at Mayday, please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/MaydayRoleplay. For $2 a month, you can join the Mayday Roleplay Discord server, which has become a lively, friendly place to talk shop, discuss Mayday and other content, and even share photos of our animals and plants. For our current patrons, both old and new, excuse me. For our current patrons, both old and new, we'll never be able to thank you enough for your support. We'd also like to offer our sincerest and most heartfelt thanks to our operator-level patrons, Alex Johnson, Andy, Bimblewart, OG Pan, Cameron S., Jonathan M., Adrian K., Philip C., WTF again, and Ren. We appreciate you. Before we begin, does anybody have anything they'd like to discuss, announce?
We're excited to be back, Vince.
Hey.
Ghost time!
Ghost time, baby! Let's do it. Hey, without further ado, let's get to work.
No. Jesus.
Delicious.
And we are back. Allow me to process the horrific things that were just said. But
you're fine.
Appreciate you. But with that, it's been a minute. So we're going to kind of just jump right into things with a little bit of a recap and then find out what Crucible 12, at least the remnants of Crucible 12, are up to. The world as you know it has ended. Life after death has been all but confirmed. While it still has its skeptics, you all have been on the front line of that discovery and the continued exploration pioneered by Orpheus Group into what happens when the physical body expires. To some extent, you all are either spirits in your own right or have trained to separate your very consciousness from your body, exceeding all physical limitations and able to explore seemingly at will and without limitation this brave new world. However, like all things, Orpheus Group was not without its enemies. There were those seeking to exploit, those seeking to counter, and those seeking to surpass. No one could have even begun to fathom what would have happened that cold November evening. As Orpheus Group gathered for its annual Thanksgiving party before the holiday, all hell broke loose. An unprecedented attack on Orpheus Group headquarters itself. No telling who has survived. All you know is that you're in the wind, hunted by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, by local law enforcement as persons of interest. You now make your way through that cold night, driving along lonely, isolated roads through Colorado's backcountry up into the mountains, making your way to Nakoa's patron, Madame Batu, and her estate in Evergreen. The only refuge and sanctuary you know of right now. Hoping, beyond hope, for a single solitary moment to catch your breath, to rest, to focus, and determine your next courses of action. For you, Logan, as you look around, listening to Colette frantically search through the radio stations trying to find any hint of Radio Free Death, you suddenly become aware of the silence in the back seat. Abner had been talking almost compulsively, running through your plan, running through what needed to happen next, and fell quiet. You turn and find that he is no longer with you.
Did you go in the car again?
No response.
I'm gonna kind of like bat her hand away and start just flicking through, doing the same thing she was doing, but for some reason feeling like I need to be the one to look for it. Come on, you old fart. Where the fuck are you?
What's going on back there?
Abner disappeared. I think he just went in the car. He's just in the car. It's fine. I think he's fucking with us again.
It's real quiet on the radios.
It's a stupid joke. Come on, Abner.
This far into the mountains, there's mainly local radio stations. There's country music, more than you would care to listen to at this point in time. News reports about what's happening at Orpheus from local broadcasters. You switch from AM to FM and back again. There's nothing.
Do you think he like? I don't know. His body was. Did he die?
If I had to guess, his containment unit, maybe it was sustained long enough after the explosion. It was guarded in some way, but then I don't know. Maybe something finally crushed it. I'm sorry, Logan.
There's still a chance he could come back, right? I mean, we've seen others come back.
I mean, wouldn't he just stay though?
Wow.
Yeah.
Any
No
exact
promise.
science we knew about any of this just got blipped fucking heaven.
Logan, as you look around, you realize where you kind of take stock of where you are. And with the headlights piercing the night and the snow now falling heavier where you're driving up and up, you're surrounded by mountains.
No, I don't. I'll look at Colette. I think he went to go be with his wife.
Well then, I mean, maybe he was already at peace. We usually deal with people who have a lot of fucked up shit going on, and I'm not saying that AB didn't. I mean, he did. We met the Bean Boy, but maybe he felt really resolved.
I was really hoping to introduce him and my dad again, but it's not about me. It doesn't matter. What I wanted doesn't matter, and that's fine.
It can be about you.
Shut up. No.
Kinda is now.
Koa, how far are we supposed to be?
You
From
probably
this-
got about a 45-minute drive left.
We're almost there.
So, what's like the plan once we get there? Like, what's step 2 after the world goes to fucking shit?
Take a breath.
We have
Okay.
to dump the cars.
Mm-hmm.
Low jacks in the cars. That's how we found Crucible 5.
So we're just gonna like drop him at a Motel 6 or something? Or how do we push him in a lake?
I was moving more towards shoving them off a cliff, yeah.
Shit.
We could also stop at the next used car lot and just trade.
I mean, we won't have any of the paperwork, though. That's a pretty big...
We trade without them knowing that we've traded.
Sir.
We've
Do we
got
have
3 individuals here, and I look at Nakoa and Viv and I, who can move mountains if we need to.
Make sure. Gotta wipe down the car. Anything related to us, I just don't want that traced back to us.
So, what are we afraid of about coming clean, about putting ourselves out there? I mean, I know that they want to question us, and I know that they want answers from us, but what did we actually do?
It's not that we did anything, I think. I think the problem is until we know we've got some kind of security, the moment we make our faces known, they're going to get blown off like the rest of Orpheus.
Okay.
Or we're gonna get blamed for everything. And they're gonna put us in a 5x5 cell.
It's not like we were doing very well before.
What?
No.
What if we can suss things out? And one of our friends here can maybe visit Kate to see if she
They're
can get
alive.
Yeah.
We don't even know that.
We should take a beat.
Take the beat now, because once we're all out of this vehicle, we need to talk. We need to plan.
Yeah.
And if no one else will, then I'm going to take the time. So we don't have time to rest.
We do if we want to survive. This is about not just the short term, but the long term. The short term is that we have somewhere safe to be. The long term is that we need to figure out who our real enemies are. And we don't know that until we take a beat, a breath, a night.
We have enemies? I mean, aren't we just, 6 people again?
Not according to the federal government.
We don't know that.
I think it's also important to discuss what our goal is. Colette doesn't see herself as containing or having enemies. I see them everywhere. So I think we need to prioritize what we want to focus on.
I can't help that people like me, Lavinia.
It's true.
Christ.
I know that phones were dumped. Does anybody still have their phone, or is anybody looking through news, anything like that? Or we just...
We're definitely listening to the radio.
Yeah.
Okay. From what you can hear, once you find a station that has reception up here in the mountains as you make your way towards Evergreen, the reports are sporadic, not very detailed at this point, but what you are able to suss out is that there was an attack on Orpheus headquarters. It was believed to be an active shooter, several active shooters with explosives, and the building was leveled completely. There was a series of explosions that occurred throughout about an hour time frame, with a final series of explosions causing the building to, for all intents and purposes, implode from the top down.
And does the news seem to frame it as an act of terrorism or like corporate espionage? How is this being framed?
Very good question. That question is answered for you when there is a statement issued by a supervisory special agent with the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force about taking investigative responsibility for the case.
Does this person have a name, this FBI agent?
They do indeed. The statement is given by one Special Agent James Ormond.
James.
And they basically just state that they're looking into the matter? Or is there an assumption yet?
No, from what you can tell, no assumption. They have not ruled out terrorism. However, due to the use of what sounds like military-grade explosives or close to it, possibly ANFO explosives. They are treating it as an act of terrorism until proven otherwise, potentially domestic terrorism. And he identifies himself as with the counterterrorism division of the FBI's National Security Branch. You do also hear, of course, and are reminded that similar attacks were launched against Terrell and Squibb.
Yeah.
And several of their facilities were destroyed. However, it appears that they were able to weather some of the worst of the damage.
So there are more survivors to TNS, probably?
From the sounds. From parsing through it and kind of reading between the lines, potentially, yeah. And of course, Next World is untouched.
What do you think about when we get there? I just have to throw this out there. Is there a way that we can set up like a communication to this agent to see if we can get a safe place to actually give our side of the story?
I think you're on the right track, yes. We have to... One of the things we have to discuss when we get to this place is how we are going to communicate, because digital is out of the question. Now, fortunately, we have Viv, who can travel quickly, right? You could make yourself a motorcycle or something.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
maybe we consider whatever messages we get out to Batu, to this agent, it has to be through methods like that. No more digital.
Agreed.
I'm all on board on switching cars. I do think that that is a form of them tracking us, so if we want to take the time, we just need to find one, and then the three of us can get to work.
Yes. Not just used. Is there not just used lots, but even what are those scrap places if it's too desperate and we need to get rid of them?
Scrapyard.
Mm-hmm.
Scrapyard.
I don't know how many scrapyards there are up in the mountains, but it's worth a shot.
That's the question. Are we looking for one now, or are we looking for a rest stop or a diner?
Yeah, let's just head towards, and my vote is to go get a new vehicle.
Yeah, I think our priority is let's replace the vehicles, and then let's finish and get to the residence.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So let's go ahead and whoever wants to make
Who's driving?
Yeah,
Is it Viv?
Colette, it's called.
Yeah. I was gonna say the Cole and Logan are in the front seat.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and make a perception plus alertness roll.
From...
Whoever's looking out the window, whoever's kind of looking.
You said
I will.
perception plus...
Alertness.
Oh.
Oh. I don't think that's good.
Okay.
Success.
How many, Koa?
1.
1. Okay.
I
Anybody
had
else?
one, but it got X'd out by 2 ones.
Bummer.
Damn.
Can I roll?
It's too late. Maybe I should have
Yeah.
called this out, but I do have the ability to give a +1 die, I think, through my puppetry. For 1 vitality, I can make one person add 2 dice to any mental roll. But using a horror, so that doesn't count.
Using
Never
horror.
mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
That's 5 successes with a 1, 4 successes.
Never mind.
Incredible.
Didn't need it.
Oh my God.
Up here, Lavinia is right. Logan is right. It is difficult to find a scrapyard or a used car lot this far up. You're in very rural territory. However, you do come across a very small diner that looks like it's barely holding on, and there is a pickup truck in the parking lot.
I think Viv just sees this coming into maybe just the point of view of everyone, and I think they're still a little mucked up from where we left off. So you hear this kind of deeper than usual, kind of spooky stop the car, and then it goes back to the pickup truck over there.
Got it. Can you get us in there? Poltergeisting?
Yeah. You just walk in and open the door, and I could hotwire a car.
As a ghost, or is just like a normal skill?
Just a skill. Yeah.
At some point, I need to talk to you. That sounds rad as hell.
It's been rad as hell. They they go through, and I'm gonna try to hotwire the car.
Okay. Let's do... How much vitality are you throwing into this?
How much do I have? I have 1 to spend.
I'll skim out and battery you if you need.
Do you have any willpower?
Yes, actually, yeah, that's right. I'll burn 1 willpower. So I have like 3.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, pretty.
Yeah.
Are they going to make a physical roll? Because I think I could add a vitality and give them 2 dice for this.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay,
Cool.
so because of my Juggernaut ability, which I've recently added, I'm going to spend 1 vitality, and you can add 2 to whatever your physical roll is as part of this.
2 dice or just
2 dice.
Okay, cool.
So let's roll manipulation. No, we'll do, because this is physical. We'll do dexterity plus drive.
Dex and drive. Okay, perfect.
I figured that'd be a pretty good pool.
2 successes.
We'll do it. Yeah, it's tough to get in, but eventually you're able to kind of get into the door and open it from the inside out, and manifest just enough to hotwire it. The car alarm does start going off, though.
Oh, jump in. Let's
Can
move.
Can I rip it out?
You know what? You can. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
You know what?
It's not going to help for very long. They heard it.
No. I don't want it to end.
But
Well,
at
maybe
least-
they assumed, maybe they assumed it was someone else's car and they stopped it.
Uh-huh.
Maybe.
Sure.
we hopping
Either
in?
way, we're moving. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm moving at least to get to the car.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get in the back of the truck.
We'll put the
In the pick- in the
liddies
pickup,
in the
yeah.
inside, and the ghost will sit on the outside.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Does it have is it one of those trucks that has a back seat, or is it someone has to ride bitch?
It is. This is a big fuck off truck. We are in the
it's a small
mountains of
PET
Colorado. Yeah, the only thing it's missing is the truck nuts. So
Yes,
yeah.
good.
This is a big old truck, so you've got the double cab, everything.
All right.
It's actually kind of nice.
I can take over driving if you want, Cole.
No, I'm good. I've always wanted to drive a pickup truck because it just feels like my vibe. So let's do it.
Okay.
And with that, you take back off, and unless there's any conversation or anything that takes place on the rest of the ride, we can pick up a Crucible 12's arrival at the estate.
Can I just make a roll to kind of... Lavinia's just kind of scanning everything they see and trying to kind of memorize major settlements, like you mentioned this diner and stuff like that. Could I just make a roll to kind of get a good idea of like the populated areas and what we drove by? Yeah.
Let's do perception or wits plus, let's call it streetwise.
Streetwise, okay. I think I can do something with that. All right. One success.
Good enough. Yeah, you haven't been this far outside of the like that front range corridor between Denver and the Springs before. Like, this is a little more rural than you like. The only time you've really been up here before is that one time with Koa. So it's tough to tell, but you definitely pick up on like mile markers. You pick up on signs, directing you to different towns further up the mountains.
Do I feel like this is a heavily populated area?
No.
Yeah.
No, it is not. The people and you do know closer to Evergreen, the people that live up there are people with lots of money to buy lots of acreage and not have lots of neighbors.
Got it.
Yeah. And with that, we eventually do arrive at the Batu estate in Evergreen, Colorado. And for those who haven't been here before, you are absolutely floored by this location, by this palatial mansion. It is essentially modeled after the famous Biltmore estate, all white marble and turrets, and just almost castle-ish in its appearance. It's gorgeous. It's huge. It's more house than anybody would ever conceivably need. But it is a safe haven for now. And you do notice that most of the lights are off except for the one in the kitchen.
Light is on. Maybe we start practicing being safe, and let's the three of us walk in, and I again gesture to the only ghosts.
Sure. Yeah.
I like this plan.
I think Nakoa will take the lead and head towards the kitchen to see who's there. Hopefully it's Batu.
It is. She is seated at the kitchen island with what looks like a cup of tea in front of her, and she looks like frantically scrolling through her phone, and wearing a nightgown, and just because it is late at this point.
I'll invite the Livies into the inside now that we know that it's safe.
Livies.
Yeah, I'll just say hi quietly, not to startle her.
Do you manifest?
Yeah, I'll manifest.
As much as you try not to startle her, it appears you've never seen her like this before. You've never seen Madame Batu frazzled.
Mm-hmm.
She is very much so, bordering unscared. And when you approach her and you say hi, she jumps and the tea goes flying. But as soon as she sees you, she is up out of her seat and wrapping her arms around you.
I'll return the hug.
Koa, my love, I'm so glad you're okay.
Yeah. Thank you for giving us a place. I assume everybody's slowly trickling in.
Yeah, I'm manifesting as I walk in.
No Lavinia, but this is the rest of Crucible 12. Or what's left of them.
You all must be exhausted.
Thank you for offering us a place.
Yeah, we wish we were meeting you on better circumstances.
Oh, likewise. I will do my best to help you as best I can. I believe I mentioned the Federal Bureau of Investigation has already frozen my funds, but I will certainly do what I can. Do you know what they want with you?
Not yet.
No.
Do you know who did this?
We have our suspicions.
Our threads, yeah.
Next world?
For this kind of attack on U.S. soil, this has to be a completely coordinated effort with the government, with who knows what else.
You know, other crucibles that were out on assignment were hunted down.
Any word about any survivors, any leads? We'll need as many allies as we can get.
None yet. They are looking for a Kate Dennison. They're looking for... And she rattles off a couple of other names that you recognize, especially for those who underwent debriefing after the incident at the club. You recognize some of the names. And, of course, you all. But, unfortunately, there are going to be recovery efforts going at Orpheus headquarters, and they don't know how many have been lost yet.
So the longer we wait here, the more people they find, and eventually they won't find us. We have until that long, basically.
You have time.
Do we know what's happening to them once they're found? I mean, these aren't government kill squads, right? Are they being questioned? Are they being taken in?
Well, they haven't found anyone yet. The Bureau just says that they want them for questioning, as potential witnesses, as potential suspects, more than likely. But there was apparently a team that was out in Wisconsin that was executed.
By Reapers or
What?
people? Because we saw a team get taken apart by Reapers, but
My sources tell me that it was by a, well, for lack of a better description, a military death squad.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty next world.
How can they just get away with this? This is perfect fodder for an American revolution. These people are just blowing up buildings.
well, if they paint the people inside as terrorists and themselves as heroes.
Well, it's a little suspicious. I'm just saying that's like a plot in a mystery novel.
What
It
do you,
just sounds like we've gone from commodifying the dead to militarizing them.
the
I
United
knew
States
that was going to be the next step, though.
Logan is
Yeah, I
right.
know.
When you have deniable operatives who are no longer living and leave no forensic evidence behind and can easily get in and out, how can that not be militarized?
So with that assumption, then we can assume that whoever is going after us is in some way associated with the government and is just trying to clean up the competition, which means we can't trust anyone. I do think reaching out to this FBI James Ormond is not a bad idea, but again, it has to be in a very delicate manner. We have to test every person that we communicate with.
Call, you were talking to that guy, like, he was an NSA, but he was
FBI, my new boyfriend? Yeah.
yeah.
DEA, actually. Agent
Oh,
Joseph Hall.
DEA, actually.
Oh.
Can you remind me who this is? This DA?
This is
the one
the
that-
guy who offered to help me do a sting on Pigment after the whole Shaw situation. He took me in, and this is when we like fucking fast talked our way out of the FBI or the DEA's office.
Yeah, and last I believe when last we left off, you actually accepted his offer.
Yeah, I did because I wanted drugs.
Yep.
Whoopsies.
If I can offer some advice, bring the government something, bring the Bureau something.
Right? I mean, we can't act like we're just going missing. The longer we're away from this, the more they're going to be able to pin everything on us. And if there were
What if-
survivors from TNS, I mean, we could be the survivors from Orpheus.
But
We just have to pick our targets.
Yes, but now, if you think about with this potential death squad coming around, that could be, we could be walking into a trap just as much. So
And if we kill them protecting ourselves,
we're gonna be.
then we're the bad guys anyway.
I just worry they're going to paint us as a bunch of Unabombers hiding out in Aspen, taking hostages after a terrorist
No, I
attack.
agree.
Cutie, I think they're gonna turn us into Unabombers no matter what.
Yes, but I'd like to at least get some cool quotes in before they rattle off everything I've done.
Is there? We're gonna need some evidence on this. The question is, do we? I know there's got to be a record of this somewhere. They can't. It just. There's always a trail of something.
What do you know of Next World?
Next to nothing.
Military.
I was going to say military flavored corporation that does the same thing Orpheus does technically, but
Kate mentioned that they work wetter than us, which is an unfortunate term, but I mean,
Mercenaries. That's what I always thought.
Correct. They are. Well, there's a reason I didn't throw in with them. And there's a reason that I backed Orpheus. Their leadership, from what I can tell and from what I've heard, has just underwent a change of management.
oh no.
And
like how soon?
Who's
Could you-
managing it?
Describe the white man, please.
It's a matter of weeks. The former CEO and COO were Eric Vaughn, former United States Navy SEAL, and Sir Alfred Williams, formerly of the British Special Boat Service, both career military men who went into business. They formed a company called Trident, and then in 2008, from what I can tell, is when they got into the projecting game. They were approached by a shadow investor and became Next World.
I'm so sorry. Just clarification. Are they one of our, I'm pointing to Livies or
A mix of
spookies?
both. A mix of both.
Who's who?
Oh, Vaughn and Williams haven't been seen in weeks.
Vaughn is the seal, right?
Yeah.
He is. The new CEO is Braden Tyler. And the new COO is a Dr. Richard Heathfield. I don't know who that is. He's never been on my radar before.
Could you go one more time? New CEO is who?
Braden Tyler.
Braden Tyler. Richard Heathfield is the new COO?
COO. He's a doctor. And then Sidney Riley is their chief financial officer. The only one that I know of that has no military or mercenary experience.
Can you remind me who Vaughn and the British guy are?
I can, yeah. So Eric Vaughn
Sorry.
was the original CEO and founder, and Sir Alfred Williams was the original COO and founder.
I see.
Okay, they're missing.
So
I just have to ask, are these people, is at least from what we know, like with Brayton Tyler and Sidney Riley, are they human? Are they?
They are.
So everyone, at least right now, with including Heathfield, are human.
No one that is dead is on their books officially.
So
How do you think Cross fits into all of this?
that's what I was thinking. I mean, Shadow Investor, isn't that Cowboy?
Yeah. Possibly.
He's involved in it somehow. He was obviously a plant at Orpheus that directed the way he wanted it until they blew it to hell.
I've never
Sweet.
connected him to Next World. It was always Orpheus from the beginning.
But if he's clearly a plant, then whoever planted him could be the shadow investor. If he's
Maybe.
too small,
It was a 3-letter agency with the United States government.
great.
Do they operate foreign or do they operate domestic?
The National Security Agency.
He's involved somehow. He spoke to us before we got here. Taunted us almost.
He's kept close tabs on Orpheus from the moment of its inception. I believe he was very closely tied to its transition to Orpheus from JDG cryogenics.
If we need to hold this conversation until the rest of you get some rest, that's fine. But in my opinion, the crux of our discussion is around how we proceed. Do we prove our innocence? Do we exact revenge? Or do we prove that Cross and New World are involved in something that needs to be brought to light, brought to justice of some kind?
I can give you
Frank?
cash. I can give you the town home in Aspen for the time being. You can spend the night. But inevitably the Bureau will come here asking questions about my investments in Orpheus. $10,000 is what I can offer at this point.
If we can get to the bottom of this and we just save our receipts, I think we can, blow this thing open. We could at least do 2 of those things. If we get revenge along the way, I mean that,
I'm not against revenge.
yeah. But we prioritize the first one. We do good work, so we do the third one, and if we see an opportunity to do the second, we will.
I agree with that.
The complicating factor is that 3 of us are still alive, and I feel that it's quite a waste of time to put them in harm's way, not unless we really plan this out correctly.
I actually have a suggestion. We might be able to know a little bit more information from the ground level if maybe one of you guys can meet up with Layla and suss her out. And I'm gonna look at Nakoa.
Why aren't you going to talk to your girlfriend?
Well, obviously not picking up and not giving away location, having
Oh, no,
someone...
right. No, I got it. I caught up. No, you're so right. Yeah.
We could find a
Man.
payphone. In fact, it might be the quickest way to do it, but yeah, getting a street level idea of what's going on might help.
Not, yes. Nakoa? I'm going to look at you, Nakoa, and be like, if...
I'm sure. I mean, I'm willing to talk to her if that's the next step.
Yes, that's... I just wanted to throw that out there. And
I mean,
What time is it again, Vince?
It's past midnight at this point.
Okay, all right.
If we like the way that goes, however we decide to contact them, then we use it again for the FBI agent. It's like a dry run.
test run, exactly.
It's not a bad idea.
All right, well then we get some rest then. It's late.
Yeah.
I think that would be best, yeah.
Also, I've been sitting with this in the car the whole time. I just needed to point out that we might need to find an alternative way for me to
Sleep.
Because frankly, I would like to avoid getting pew-pewed by the death squad instead of transition over.
Ideal.
But, yeah.
Huh.
Well, remind me, Storyteller, like, Mia has to, like, be frozen practically to do their thing, right? It's different than Lev or Logan being able to just kind of sit in a car.
Exactly. And it's not just being frozen, so there's that point. But then there is the
Goo
the
that they
use.
push in.
Correct. This proprietary, for lack of a better term, embalming fluid that prevents ice crystals from forming in the body, and a proprietary cocktail of chemicals to induce a death-like state.
I do agree that we need to figure out an emergency way of getting Mia out of her body if we need to.
Roll.
Ice bath. That's the only thing I can honestly.
That's a reasonable start.
If we
Roll-
can find the chemicals and
Roll what's plus streetwise for me, Lavinia.
Plus
Logan.
streetwise, just streetwise?
Wits plus wits.
Oh, wits, yeah. Okay. That is 2 successes.
One word. Pigment.
Oh, shit.
You want to do some black tar?
Oh, shit. I do have experience with it.
That's the only, other than finding a pod, the fluid, and the chemicals. That's
Okay.
Really would like not to go there, but
Yeah, we know our options.
Well, we could find Kate too. I mean, if anyone's gonna know where some extra pods are, it'd be her. If she's still kicking.
I do agree that finding Kate is on our list of to-dos immediately. Or make contact with her.
Yeah.
It's interesting to publicly destroy the only other places where people that use these pods could go, other than Next World, presumably. Kind of making them having to choose between going there or using pigment, if they even know about it.
I would not trust Terrell and Squib either.
Yeah.
Their methods were uncouth.
Yeah.
And who invented the camera that can see ghosts?
Curlian camera, the Soviet scientist.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Carillion.
who did it come
Up.
to the US through?
Well, it's I believe it was Orpheus came up with their own, but Terrell and Squib refined the design.
That's what I remember, Terrell and Squib.
Do we still have them, or
We
did
should.
we turn that back in?
We took it with us to deal with the case that we were on.
Yeah.
So we should still have it. It should be.
Whatever you took with you, you've still got.
Cool.
I think it's time for the Livies to go to bed.
You giving us a bedtime, Ben?
I need you at the top of your game if we're going to continue.
Yeah. We're going after revenge.
Something like that.
Madame Batu speaks up. If it helps, I always heard rumors about something with Orpheus. My connections were only able to get so far, but they mentioned something a few times. But anybody... The deeper I dug, the less people knew. And it doesn't seem like any of the current regime at Orpheus knew anything about it, but a few years back when JDG Cryogenics converted to Orpheus and Orpheus began its operations, something called Flatline.
Like the movie?
Project Flatline.
It's a damn good project name.
The cat says hello.
Is that like we go to the hospital and we like ride the lightning close as we can until death and then we see the other side sort of thing?
I don't know. I believe it might have been an early foray by Orpheus into projecting.
What do you mean projecting? Having anyone be able to do what
Correct.
what Orpheus agents can do?
To refine what they currently use as their operating model.
Oh.
And Lavinia, you would remember that Cross specifically asked you to keep an ear out for Project Flatline.
I don't think I'll immediately announce that, but yeah, with my time in Orpheus, was I able to find anything in particular about that?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if I have nothing, I'll say nothing.
As I said, I will do the best I can to support you. I'm sorry I can't do more.
This is more than enough.
It's definitely more than enough. Thank you.
More than we had before.
Yeah.
I will continue working my connections in the community. However, I believe for the time being I will be considered persona non grata, at least until the Federal Bureau of Investigation is done with their inquisition.
How do we contact you? We need to find a non-digital way.
Well, I have a burner phone. I will procure one. I will give you the number. Only you will have that number.
And we will procure a burner phone.
Easy enough.
Are you going to stay here with us tonight, or?
Yes, this is my home. And
Of course.
there is a guest house out back that is yours to use as you see fit.
Oh, we don't get to sleep in here?
If you would like to, you may. It's just me and the others like you.
She was referring to our privacy, Colette.
Oh, I just figured there's got to be 15 rooms in here or something, right? You live in a fucking palace.
My husband, God rest his soul, did have his eclectic tastes.
God damn. Good for him.
We all know who the real brains of the operation were, don't we, Goa?
We do.
When did he pass?
Oh, about 10 years ago. In fact, he was one of the first to be frozen by JDG Cryogenics. Unfortunately, the cancer had rendered. Sorry.
You pushed the tail away and then it like shot back up. Like,
Yeah.
Nope.
Papa.
Papa. Well, he was a candidate for freezing, but the cancer had progressed so much by that point that it was a lost cause.
What was his name?
Robert.
Robert Batu. A pioneer.
Did he never mind. I shouldn't ask that.
No, you please.
Did he come back at all? Ever?
He did. He did, and it was at that point I decided to invest early and often in JDG and in Orpheus, and I encouraged him to move on.
That's selfless of you.
Well, I didn't want him paying too much attention to any of my future business activities.
And he just went. It's fine.
Well, you said it best. Robert was a pioneer, and he was very curious to see what lay on the other side.
Curiosity helps.
It certainly does.
I think it's sweet, though. You get this last chance to say goodbye, and then you use all the power you have to continue giving everybody else a chance.
That's why I believed in Orpheus, and still do. But like all things, I think the promise of profit and power corrupted what could have been a noble endeavor.
Once we have our phones, we'll contact you, but let us know if you hear of any teams, any stragglers of Orpheus. I think we have big plans, and if we're going to make this happen, we need as many allies as we can get, so keep us posted.
I will.
And if you hear about anyone that looks like any of us, let us know too, please.
I'm afraid I don't catch your meaning, my dear.
I think you do.
I assure you I do not.
Well,
Logan loses any confidence they had and just kind of like looks to the adults of the group, which are Vin and Koa, and like, did I fuck up? Should I not?
Perhaps then we should not talk about this. And I stare over at Logan.
Sorry. That you didn't hear anything. I am tired. I'm sleeping.
Is there a bathroom I could go to? I'm making it like just trying to like
Leave.
For the record,
yeah.
I am aiding and abetting fugitives at this point. I think there are no secrets between us. If you have something to ask, please, and if I can help, I most certainly will.
It's fine, Logan.
Well, we're curious because, well, when they're looking for us, right? And they wouldn't be looking for us if there weren't reason to look for us. So we've heard about certain people. We've heard about certain people having doppelgangers.
Yes. The dead all have them.
Oh, we all have them.
As far as I can tell, yes.
Interesting.
Most of the dead that have stayed here have hidden here for fear of encountering their doppelgangers.
I see. Well, that's the reason. That's the reason I asked. That's it.
I have heard that, again, rumors. Gauze, as you know, is a malleable thing. You can shape it to look like anything. I don't know how true that is, but...
So someone who can shape gauze potentially made gauze to look like us.
Like masks?
I don't know.
So there may be a chance that like a doppelganger is just something someone made.
Someone fucking around.
Unfortunately, this is where the bulk of my expertise runs up against a wall, and these were questions Orpheus itself was still asking.
We can add it to the list of questions we're trying to answer.
Yeah.
Well, my next question is sleep. Look around. Logan. Everybody else?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, well, I'm sure I'll be able to sleep with the threat of impending nuclear death, but let's do it.
Does anyone have any substance here then to ease the pain?
No.
We are with Lady Batu, who I think is a connoisseur of weed and stuff.
She is.
The weed queen of Evergreen.
She is.
Please.
Just because I may not want to go that far. Bring it out.
You all are welcome to poison the chastity of your souls. I will be going to sleep.
She pulls out a very nice case with wrapping papers and
Do you have any that is a very knockout one? Because I'm gonna need some sleep.
She does indeed, and she provides you with all of the marijuana you could need.
Ganja.
While Lavinia is waiting for the Livies to go to bed, do you think I could make? I have one of my highest skills is enigmas, and I'm wondering if I could look at our problem, our situation, like an enigma, like a puzzle, and specifically, I just want to see if there's any variables we as a party have not thought of, any questions that we should be asking, any avenues that we haven't quite thought that maybe we could explore. We got a lot of good information from Lady Batu, but I'm just curious if there's any way that I can look at this puzzle in a different way.
Yeah, go ahead and roll either intelligence or wits plus enigmas. Go for it.
Okay. Let's see, enigmas, that's 4. That's 4 successes.
Beautiful. So, at the end of the day, the biggest question in your experience has always been who has something to gain from a specific course of action? Who in the Federal Bureau of Investigation has something to gain from this? Who at the National Security Agency has something to gain from this? Who at Next World has something to gain from this? And then whoever hired Next World has something to gain from this? What do they have to gain? That is always the question that you find it comes back to. And Madame Batu had a point, right? Profit and power are two of the driving forces of the universe.
So it's really a matter of thinking of this very simply. There was a power grab that was done on U.S. soil, and we can assume that they're going to cover it up however they can.
Potentially, yeah.
To make it look as mundane or not their fault.
Exactly.
I just think Lavinia would wait until Logan and Colette and Mia have gone to sleep, and I think that she would want to gather Nakoa and Viv. Maybe we're sitting out on the porch or somewhere nice.
Well, I'm out at the pool. That's probably in the back house because I'm going to be sitting on the pool in the water.
That Siggy, getting that dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just would, we'd find ourselves together, and I just think that Lavinia has been like very pensive and then kind of just states to you like, I want the two of you to understand my intentions. My entire goal is to make sure that the 3 of those are friends, those fellow agents of ours who are asleep, that they remain alive. That's all I care about. I hope you understand as we move forward and we make decisions, you have to understand that I'm not trying to do anything other than to keep them safe. And I do appreciate if you check me when I'm doing something that might not be smart for their safety. But I think the 3 of us have to agree that no matter what, we lose if those 3 die.
Yeah. They're the only ones who are really attached to the material. I mean, what are we to, what's actually happening? We're just behind a wall.
That's a whole other can of worms I wasn't sure if you wanted to talk about. I mean, without Orpheus, I feel literally pointless.
Yeah. Kind of the whole reason I joined was just because it was something to do. Till figuring all this shit out. But until then, playing hall monitor to our friends is a good idea.
I mean, if that is the way you need to find purpose, I mean, you are here for a reason. Orpheus was not the reason that brought you or kept you connected to the world. There's something important that's on the back of your mind.
Well, I'm glad there's someone in the world that thinks that way. Like I said before they went to bed, the only thing that matters is deciding how we're going to move forward. And I think my vote is going to be that we have to be active and maybe even aggressive. We need to look into the people who hurt us, and we need to figure out how to keep them safe while also proving their innocence, proving that these people, Terrell and Squibb or Next World, we have to do our work to prove them wrong.
That's what's making me so nervous about talking to the FBI. I mean, I don't think that they're the big bad in all of this, but I think what we were saying earlier is right, that any other person involved that can possess anybody could be one of them. And all they need to do is show out one time, and it looks like we're attacking FBI agents now.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a
There's also
minefield.
the supernatural quandary. There's also the supernatural quandary of it. Whoever is dabbling this far deep and reaching far is tampering with something unnatural, and it's teetering a balance. What we encountered back at that park was beyond just the specters and all the other things that comes, that what his name was at the club, and where Shaw ended up at. These are all connected, and it's something that is escalating because somebody is fucking with it.
They found something for sure.
Maybe flatlined, like Batu said.
If it's enough to make a giant like Orpheus a pawn, yeah, I think so. It's something bad, really bad.
We have to find places that we can research, so that we can look up names, all these CEOs, the new CEOs of Next World, etc. We have to find an avenue, maybe public libraries or something, but we have to find a way to do some digging on them, find names, find where they live.
I mean, if we find anyone that's been questioned, that's come out okay because they truly had nothing to do with it, we can start there. Well, the one, they can tell us how the questioning's actually going. That'd be good. But I'm sure they have something saved somewhere. Kate would be great, but...
Yeah, I think we start with Kate.
Cool.
I forget, do we sleep? Do ghosts do
No.
anything other oh, God.
No, we don't sleep. We wander. Yeah.
Yeah, Lavinia's gonna wander big time tonight, just like she's such a computer person, and so she's so frustrated that she just can't immediately start doing everything she can to find out everything she can about these people.
Viv's gonna go get burner phones. Like whatever middle of nowhere gas station, like that is in a 10-mile radius, Viv's just gonna walk and get 2 burner phones.
Easy enough, yeah. But no roll necessary. You just find a gas station and you walk most of the night. But you find some little podunk gas station and you get a couple burner phones.
I think once everybody leaves Nakoa will finally show more of how the state of their gods, because they're at 3 vitality right now.
Yeah.
And they're just utterly exhausted, and they're just sitting at the top of this pool smoking a cigarette, just trying to rest because they can't do anything else now at this point.
Yeah. What are the Livies up to? The Livies just go right to sleep?
I think that Cole went back to the room that she's assuming she's sharing with Lavinia, and started working on a piece to calm her mind. She's probably curled herself up with whatever nearest old lady blanket the lady of the house keeps around, and she's pulled herself into the nook of the window, looking out, not towards the pool side, but out on the wilderness of Aspen, and she started working on a piece, and it's a very rigid, realistic interpretation of the kitchen and the kitchen island, but sitting there with their hands in a sort of dictatorly position, pointing at the background, essentially, is a depiction of Lavinia, who is drawn in overlapping puzzle pieces, like a jigsaw puzzle. And she looks very stern and powerful and commanding of the space. And I think that Colette gets maybe halfway through the drawing before getting a little itchy and uncomfortable in her skin and having to open the window and smoke maybe half a pack of cigarettes before she can calm down and even attempt to sleep. And even then, it's probably fitful and non-existent.
I do think that Lavinia would probably check on you and see that you're up, maybe while you're painting, maybe while you're done and smoking a cigarette. And she'd manifest and just kind of very short say, Colette, you need to be in bed.
I was just staying up. I thought that maybe I could work on this piece and get it out of my mind before I went to sleep, and maybe it would, calm my mind about the impending end and all that. You have a very calming presence when you're yelling at people.
Was I yelling?
A little. It was nice, though. It's good to have a commander-in-chief. You were very leader-like. You could run for office.
I don't want to be leader-like.
No?
In fact, I always felt like I operated best from the shadows.
From the shadows. Yeah.
As I'm saying this, I'm like taking the tools out of your hand and like even trying to like break down the easel. I'm trying to get you to bed.
Yeah, I think that all of the tools will move, the easel, the blanket, all of it, but Colette doesn't do much of anything other than continue rambling.
Yeah.
Colette, I
you
think you're pretty good at it.
I know I am, and for a long time, working under Crucible 12, I tried to lead from the shadows, and I think that's why I rubbed up against Abner so much.
Nah,
but
I think Abner was just threatened to a certain extent. I think Abner always wanted to be what you naturally are.
You're kind to me, Colette, but I need you... Listen to me. I need you to get your rest, because I don't get the sense you understand how serious all of this is. You're in danger, and we're trying to protect you.
Yeah, I see the danger. I get what it all... we all saw the aftermath. We all saw what we were driving away from. I'm just trying to practice some surrender and trying to keep words like revenge out of my mind.
You don't want to see the people that have destroyed everything of ours get what is coming to them?
I think that starts a cycle that ends centuries from now and then starts right up the next day. I think that this was a really unique opportunity for all of us to accept that we're just people. And maybe the world was telling us that this is now a time that we could be people, that we could let go of some of this, Vin, and just embrace who we are and what it means to be that.
That's what's beautiful about you, Colette, is that you can do that. But I can't do that. I have no purpose beyond making sure that the three of you live, and someone who was a part of that bombing needs to get what they deserve. So maybe tomorrow, if we have multiple things to do, maybe we break into groups, and I would suggest maybe you go in the direction of the group that is moving towards what you're talking about. And I'll move in the direction I need to move into.
What are you, What are you saying here?
I'm saying I want to preserve what you are, and the only way I can see doing that is distancing myself and keeping this what it is. This is an operation. Maybe it's run by just a handful of survivors, but it is what it is. It's an operation to keep the three of you alive.
Right. It's an operation. It's simple and cut and dry and very, very military. We've seen how that goes. Sure, I can go with the other group tomorrow, and then we can come back to this at night, right?
No. You need to get your rest. And if you need something else, maybe you need to find it with someone else. Someone that's going to last a lot longer than I will.
You know, you have a choice in that.
You don't know who we're dealing with. The only choice is making sure that you are as alive for as long as possible.
I have been in a lot of situations where people have just assumed I have no idea what I'm talking about. And I tell you what, I am proven more right than I am wrong. And I hope that you get a chance to understand that. Because not everything in this world is something to be solved. Sometimes it is just okay to live. And I think that she huffs a little. She picks up that blanket of hers. She moves that notebook, but takes her sketching pencils and materials and starts to leave the room.
No. You can stay here. I'm going to wander the grounds.
I think I need a new space. I got to find somewhere a little less. I got to burn some sage or something. Have a good night, Vin. I'm going to go sleep in the big fucking house. And she starts marching towards the palace.
Left alone in the space, Lavinia just kind of lets the door shut, and then, knowing that there's nobody that can see her, like, goes through the motion of crying, feels the physical effects, the pain, but they're a ghost, and so no tears, no real tears actually come, but it hurt them more than I think, or they think it hurt Colette in that moment, to need to say goodbye to keep them safe.
Did Logan happen to hear any of this?
Logan
Fitz isn't even being a fucking dungeon master right now. He's just orchestrating. He's just shipping
like,
people.
it's time for a dating sim in the middle of everything going terribly.
He's just playing Love Island here.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
See, I thought about that, and Logan absolutely came up at the very beginning of the conversation and had raised a hand to knock and then heard Lavinia's voice and then just kind of stood there. Didn't really listen, just kind of knew it was Lavinia and was like, okay, I need to go somewhere else right now. So Logan is gonna go out into the yard. I'm assuming there's like a bit of like a nature-ish area behind it because it's a massive fucking estate.
Yeah.
And Logan is gonna. Nope, Logan's not gonna do that. Logan is going to actually take time. Well, no, that's not in character. Logan's just gonna full drop out.
Oh. So I will. Is Logan appropriately bundled up? Because it is quite cold.
Hypothermia.
Yeah, Logan. I think Logan has like a pretty like one of those. I don't know what else.
Like a
I don't know what
parka?
they're called. They're like those big.
Yeah.
It's not like a down one. It's one of those big ones. The only
Parka?
the only character I can think of that wears it is Joel from Last of Us. One of those like
A
big
jacket?
brown jackets.
Oh, like a Carhartt number?
Yeah, that one.
Like
Fair
a chore jacket.
Yeah, chore jacket.
Okay.
Farm man's jacket. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, they probably have one of those on, and they're not planning to stay out terribly long.
Sure. Yeah, you settle into like a patio chair, and that's kind of under an overhang, so you're protected from the snow that's still falling at this point. And you go 0, and you.
And Logan is gonna kind of go out into the woods, up the mountain a little ways, still with an eye shot of the townhome. Or not, it's not the townhome, it's the manor, the palatial estate, whatever the hell it is.
Right, yeah. You guys aren't in Aspen yet, yeah.
Logan's gonna go up into the mountains and kind of find a deadish looking tree. And just kind of like sit at it. And just think about Abner and about Orpheus and what Orpheus was supposed to be and what it is now and what like their place is. It's a lot of like big thoughts for Logan, who has 1 in intelligence. And I think eventually they get up and think about just wailing the tree into bits, but no, that's not really going to make them feel any better. So eventually they'll go back down the hill, go back into their body, go to the couch, lay down, go to sleep.
All right. How about Mia?
She might. I was gonna say, whoever sticks around for the smoking, she's going to honestly, like after a while, like kind of when she's getting like to the point where she calms down, she's gonna be. Is it gonna be just Madam, or is anyone else sticking around for that?
Oh, I mean, Nakoa's smoking in the pool like later on. I don't know, but I probably wouldn't hang out too much with Spatu.
So yeah, you'll see me come in and out at the like top and bottom of the night, but I'm not around.
Wow. Okay, so
you are just kind of chilling in like a sitting room, and yep.
Then I'm Miss. She's going to at one point in the night, and just before she goes to bed, she's going to be like, "Do you want to know something that's really funny?" I thought when we were driving off. I don't want to die. For like, oh God, like for the first time and after military and family, and like I lost a lot of just like there, I've been so, you know what I mean, and all that shit. But when I saw that the Orpheus gone, that I can't just go back, I realized that the only way to be a ghost again is to actually become one. And then I just thought of Layla. I thought of my mom. For the first time, I just didn't want to die. Isn't that weird?
Coming nose to nose with your own mortality has a tendency to reshape your priorities. So not weird at all, no?
I found it weird because there were some dreams and fantasies, a lot of dark. You
have a purpose still, Mia.
Can you give me a manual or a sneak peek? Because I'll be honest, I am over a lot of things. I just want it just to kind of be on easy.
Is easy ever worth it?
Yeah. Fuck no. This is really good shit. This is really good, thank you.
Oh, I know it is.
I do have some. Do you mind if I take some to go on the road?
Of course not.
Damn. Your fist. Mia's gonna extend a fist. It just kind of like if she's in a chair, wait, and they kind of just drift off there, where she's just gonna be.
Madame Batu actually leans forward and gives you a little tap. And I think it's a great place to take a break. Yeah, great shit. Man, what a return.
Love our return.
Incredible. Let's call it a good solid 10, and we'll be back, folks.
All right.
I'm right, they're wrong. That's all you have to know it, everybody.
That's incorrect.
We're back.
That's all you
yeah,
have to know.
I'm still processing everything. So with that, we'll pick back up with the next morning at the Batu estate. You all take the opportunity to sleep in for those who are still alive. Through really no effort on your own, you all were just so past the point of exhaustion that You slept until your bodies decided that it had had enough, as opposed to any sort of conscious effort to wake. For our dearly departed members, how did you occupy the time? Viv, we know you went and got some burners. Did you do anything else with the downtime?
I think I definitely, wherever Miss Batu was sleeping or staying, I think I just put it outside of their door. And I think I'd want to the instinct would be to give the other burner to a living person, but because I know it's their sugar mother, I'm going to give it to Nakoa and just be like,
okay,
you know, whenever you need that, that's for you. And
I don't use phones anymore, Vivian.
Right, but you could
probably
like manifest or something. I don't know. I feel uncomfortable for some reason. I feel like Colette's gonna try to order room service, and I don't know where Logan even is right now. I mean, I could. I'll go look. And
we never did solve the problem of ghost phones.
No,
never.
No, we did.
One day.
Yeah. So I think it just.
How about you? Oh.
No, yeah, the phone just ends up
no
probably
problem.
on the kitchen counter or something.
Perfect. Koa, did you have anything planned for the morning?
For the morning?
Or even the night of?
I mean, most of the night is just sitting at the pool contemplating, unless somebody comes and talks to me, and that brief interaction with Vivian.
Okay.
And maybe into the morning, or maybe I don't know, I'd start walking around, maybe waiting around, seeing until somebody gets up, so that we can start making moves.
How about Vin?
I think Lavinia finds a puzzle to solve. She probably, goes into a kid's room or something and literally just finds anything that can be figured out and just starts piecing things together, even if it's like Legos or something.
Yeah, there's there's a game room in the estate, and you find 1,000-piece puzzle or something like that, and just start.
She's probably working on 2 or 3.
Love it. Easy enough. Go ahead, Mia.
Mia is going to definitely at one point go to Lavinia to actually ask a couple questions. So if they find you playing Legos, do you mind if I join you?
Of course, come on in. Did you get enough sleep?
I'll say this. That was a KO knockout punch of a... did its job.
I do miss enjoying partaking, but alas, here we are.
I believe you can get a little high if you hopped in next time. Maybe that'll be
That's an invite?
Yeah, because I have maybe some favors to ask you and friends and what we've become, this group. I actually wanted to ask you, because you are the computer whiz and all that, is there a way you can look into shell companies or bank records, track down anything regarding that from New World to any shell corporations that could? Because I was thinking of that last night too. It was like, if we track the money, we might find who we're looking for, and evidence in the same time.
I'm glad you're thinking like I am, because yes, we have to do that kind of thing. We'll have our meeting this morning, but I think the first thing we have to do is find a way to do that, which means we have to access a public library or get through someone's computer that isn't ours.
Okay.
But I think that's a great start.
Ooh, good. Yeah. Thank you. I was expecting a little bit more, I don't know, headbutting from us. Sorry.
Me, I think you've always been a little intimidated by me for some reason. I remember the first time we met, I came onto you and you seemed to look at me like I had 3 heads.
No. It was more of the you were late and that kind of thing. It wasn't because you. Whew,
It was my tardiness. That's what did it.
look, once you get up at 5 a.m. to do 20-mile runs, it's like I just don't like it. If you're not 15 minutes early, you're not on time.
I get that. And I want you to understand I'm going to be on time for you and for Logan and for Colette. I'm taking our situation very seriously.
Yeah, no. Me as well on that. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to just kind of approach you before everybody and wanted to, if there's clarity air, or if you felt like there wasn't an easier way to come approach me, I remind you, I'm there.
I appreciate it. Let's just remember that old riddle I think I told you. What's more rare and more valuable than gold, but easier to lose? Do you know the answer?
Your life?
Friendship.
Oh shit! Damn. Okay, I went a little too heavy on that one, but that's
all
that's
right.
good.
You were in the ballpark.
No.
Just
Darn
remember,
it.
Mia, we're friends. We're gonna see through this together.
On both sides, because I understand that currently we're probably a higher priority risk, but we can't forget what we also went through. So we gotta look after you as well.
Lavinia smiles and nods, but doesn't take that seriously at all. Her life is meaningless because she's not alive, but she just smiles and is like, okay, let's go meet with the others.
Your afterlife. God.
I get what you're saying. The player gets what you're saying.
I know.
Lavinia
That's where it's
doesn't.
just like, that's where it's just like, Mia's trying. Yeah.
Logan and we'll start with Logan. What's the morning look like for you?
Logan takes their hair down from the braids that they usually keep it in, which are probably like fraying out at the seams, and they'll just kind of finger brush their hair and start re-braiding them, and go up to Colette's room again and knock. Are you awake? Call, come on, we gotta go. Oh, I think Logan like steals themselves for what they think they're gonna find. Oh, Lavinia, are you in there?
Nosy, jeez.
I'll open the door and just try and see if either of them are there. And upon seeing it empty, kind of tries to stay calm and starts very quickly like making their way just around the estate, trying to find probably Colette.
I think that Cole is in the main house, in that same kitchen. She's got like 6 alarms that have gone off because she missed a meal and oversleeping. And so she's preparing maybe the world's worst egg white omelet. And it just is fucking burning to high heaven in the kitchen and everything. But she's going to finish her breakfast and then sit herself up at one of the stools at the kitchen island and, do her little maintenance, log the meal, and sit there and have her breakfast.
And Logan probably comes in partway through. What the hell is that smell?
It's really bad fucking eggs. It's terrible.
Hi. Oh, yeah. Did you leave the shells on when you tried to fry them? What the fuck?
No, not intentionally. Listen, some of this goes wrong, okay? It's hard being an egg white girly.
Just tell me next time and I'll fucking help you, dude.
Oh, I've got to learn how to do these things.
I mean, you can't learn to do them if you poison yourself before you get there.
That's very true, but these are baby steps. Think of how many times Gordon Ramsay had to poison himself.
I don't think he did, because I'm pretty sure he had teachers.
Well, agree to disagree. Do you want some? And I think
No.
she like forks over like this. It doesn't even like yolk out of like it's just disgusting rubbery. Like it's not even white of the egg white.
God.
I've been covering it with so much hot sauce I can't feel my tongue.
All right. Let me see what we're working with, just so I know where to start from, and to like bite it off the fork.
It's awful, right?
I think at this point, Viv comes in and goes, I think the point is to stay alive. I thought that was after the meeting last night.
Do you want some, Viv? It's really good after
No,
you get
no,
it down
you're
the
good,
second
Viv.
time.
I mean, I don't have much to lose. I'm curious, what was the hot sauce covering? Like, what was that protecting you from?
The food.
It's
Yeah, it's an old rehabilitation trick. The food's so bad, you just sauce it until the only thing you can taste is the sauce. Do you want some?
You know, I think Viv I don't know where food goes in a ghost. I think on the floor.
Yeah.
And
I think that Cole is so used to Koa and being able to actually like alter things to Koa so that they can enjoy that she's just sort of assuming it works the same with all ghosts.
it's I think it's just like mocking your eating so a baby can eat. It's gone. And they're like, yeah, that's eggs.
That's pretty good, right?
I like to think that Mia and I walk in and I'm like, please tell me one of us can cook.
I can if someone lets me know they're fucking hungry.
Oh my
Next
god.
time, Logan cooks.
Please.
My alarms went off and I had to get something in my body.
I'm proud of you. No, we should be. That's good. I'm proud of you for doing that. We're all proud
That's
of
the
you for doing
spirit.
that.
Everyone be very proud of me.
It was eggs.
It is food. God,
Um,
barely. Fucking barely.
You do know you can boil them too, so you don't have to try any of this next
I
time.
wanted an omelet. It's very sophisticated.
You still didn't get it.
Well,
Let's...
Do me a
Logan,
favor.
why don't you cook for the rest, and
Yeah.
why don't we get to talking?
Don't worry, Logan. I can actually cook too if you need some.
I got it. It's fine. I need something to do that's not sitting and thinking. Logan will probably put together like a little breakfast burrito bar, like heat up some like a can of beans and mush them down and make some proper eggs. I will make another egg white, or 3 for Colette. I'll try to make a little extra for Madame Batu, like fry up some potatoes. Just
Yeah, she actually comes down after a certain point and kind of dives in to help you.
you don't need to help. We're in your house, so like you should be.
Oh, please. You're my guests.
we did use a shitload of your eggs. I'm sorry. I tried 2 times before I got my batch.
That was the 3rd try, Colette?
Yeah, that was the best one too.
Where are the others?
I can
Don't go
see.
searching.
I love how confident you are.
Thank you.
I respect that.
Thank you. I tried.
Stay the F away from any cookery or food stuff from now on.
We'll have classes. We'll all learn together.
No, not even a little bit. Stay away.
There's just eggs in this empty cabinet.
Yeah. I couldn't find the trash can. I thought it was one of those you open the drawer and it's like an automatic thing. It is not.
Well,
No.
honestly,
So what is your plan?
Yes.
Right.
Survival. Clearly.
Yes, clearly, yeah.
Well, I think we were just trying to get some food and coffee in us before we, I think,
I can
Avengers
provide the
assembled.
Well, thanks to your friend Logan, you now have some semblance of food, and I can get started on the coffee while you discuss.
Well, we wanted to find the survivors first. Kate especially, right?
Yeah.
Do we?
Anybody at this point. We should find allies, or at least somebody who might understand exactly who's involved.
We
I
owe it
need
to
to get-
Kate too. She was really good to us.
She was.
Nothing
I need to get
against
access to a
Kate.
computer.
nothing against Kate, but I
Right.
think we can maybe spread a little bit of research.
You want to split
Great.
up?
No.
Somebody make me a let's do wits plus subterfuge or streetwise. Whoever wants to.
Should not be me.
It's not my bag.
I could do
Wits
that.
and what?
Wits
got a-
plus. Yeah,
I've
wits.
got 4.
I've
Oh,
got
go
a
for
5 pool.
I have a
Go
6
for it.
pool.
Oh, wow.
Oh shit! Well,
Go for
you
it.
go.
Street smarts.
Damn right. Damn fucking one. Okay, wait, is 5 fails, right?
No.
Six,
Yeah.
6 and above.
6 and above.
Dang, oh, damn one. I got only 2.
We'll take it. As they discuss finding survivors, you kind of take a moment to mull it over, and there's that pang of maybe not necessarily fear, but at least awareness of the potential threat, where either you could lead the opposition to the survivors, or the opposition is already watching the survivors, and you could therefore be exposing yourselves.
That makes sense.
It might be too long to wait until they're turned loose. You know, if they find someone that's clearly not affiliated, it might be watched less, but we don't know how long that's going to take.
Well, I'm just gonna let you know, when I, from the military and units, we would watch. So it's to be frank, we would be putting ourselves and them in danger that right now, that we can come back to that, but that's something we should probably stay away from.
All right, well, we know we shouldn't reach out to survivors, but no one's found Kate yet. And while there are ways we can find out if she made it out of Orpheus, if she didn't, we should at least try to reach out. But maybe the first step is we have to confirm that. And I'll look at Nakoa.
We also could potentially find exactly who was involved. Get the start of the source directly. Who showed up that night? What exactly did they do?
Madam, I'm sorry. Do you have a laptop or a computer?
I do.
I don't think we should use it. We have to be somewhere that has nothing to do with us. That's why I'm suggesting we go to a library or somewhere.
True, but is there a way that you can still get a quick general information, a little bit more?
I don't think it's worth the risk of turning on, connecting a computer to an internet source.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, it would just be traced back to me.
Yeah, but you doing a Google search of what? What am I looking up that is not going to immediately raise some red flags?
So the cleanest thing we could search is the names of these CEOs, but then, yeah, that's implying the next step, and you're already on a list.
Yeah.
I just didn't know they confirmed any survivors in the news. That's why.
I've checked this morning. There have been no reports of further survivors.
I just want to see if I can see something that we or anybody else can't see.
Your foreboding ability.
All right. Well, one of the items on the docket is we bring Nakoa close to the site. Get a definite idea whether Kate Dennison survived. That's her last name, right? Dennison?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Got it.
I forgot her last name too. Ooh.
Otherwise, I need to get access to a computer to start actually looking up where these CEOs and these other people that we've spoken to Madame Batu about where they are. We need to know our enemy just as much as they know about us.
So we go to the site, or at least the computer people do computer stuff, and then we check in on the allies, right? The FBI agent, your boyfriend, Cole?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The DEA guy. I could reach out and see if like maybe he could connect me through to the FBI. He seemed to like me. I feel like he'd be amicable. Yeah, I mean, you guys know my effect on people. I mean, I think he'd be down.
If possible,
If you do
can
it,
we-
just do it through the burner phone or in person.
Wait, you have a burner phone right now?
It's on the table.
Oh, cool. And
I'm
Cole
going
picks
to
it
grab
up.
it first, though. I'm going to grab it first, and I'll be like, I'm going to make a quick phone call really fast.
Oh, one of those phone calls. I don't know. Are we on work time right now? Should we be calling beloved ones?
Oh yeah, you did say love last time you talked to her.
Love. It's so sweet. Love.
Ooh.
All of you are going to die or be alone.
Done.
I am having joy. Fuck off. I love
Probably.
you, Nakoa, though. And Mia's gonna take her coffee and phone and just and go to the hall.
Okay. Who are we calling?
I'm dialing Ayla to see if they'll pick up.
After 2 rings, she does pick up. Detective Sorensen.
Hello. Hi. Hello there.
Mia, what the fuck? What
Is this
number
a
are
good-
you calling from?
Is this a good time to chat or
Oh,
do
Jesus
we need...
Christ. Give me 5 fucking minutes. I'll call you back. Is this number good?
Yes.
Okay, let me call you back. God damn it. She hangs up.
Whew, okay, not as bad.
Oh no, that
I'm
sounded
gonna lean
bad.
over. I'm gonna
Oh,
lean
yes.
out. Mia will shout out towards the kitchen area, be like, "Oh, she didn't hang up. 5 minutes."
You had a British accent for a little bit. Is that a part of it? Is it like a
I know.
royalty core
A
thing?
roleplay thing?
Look, you don't get it. I'm trying. I don't know what the vibe is right now, guys. I don't. I'm just going in
So you
blind.
went British. You thought
Sovereignties.
I was trying to be playful. It did not work.
this is the time for playful now?
Yeah. Just be careful because the vibe might be treason on your part.
Oh,
Eventually.
I'm opening up to these people.
Yeah, eventually the phone rings again.
Don't forget to bow.
Hello. Hi. Hello.
Where the fuck have you been?
In a car driving.
You know what? Honestly, I don't want to fucking know where you are.
That's probably for the best.
You know the Bureau was looking for you?
I am very aware. So that's why I'm calling, because
Before you go any further, what do you have to do with this?
I didn't do that.
You swear to me?
Yes.
Do you know who's responsible?
That's where it gets sketchy, and that's where it gets hard. And where this is, I'm sorry, you have to trust me a little bit on this.
I don't want to have this conversation on the phone. Can you meet?
Name a place. I'm there.
We'll meet in Cripple Creek, just north of the springs. Just be careful. Don't bring anybody with you, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Make sure
Okay.
you're not. Make sure you don't got any ticks on your ass.
I thought I was not. No, sorry.
I'm glad you can fucking joke right now,
No,
Mia.
I'm not. I'm freaking the fuck out because I'm understanding and I'm not handling this correctly. I'm so sorry, and I'll be at the creek. I will try to explain. I don't know much, and I love you. And I'm holding the phone to oh, fuck. Because you're not saying it.
You picked a hell of a time to fucking dump that on me.
Well, technically, I gotta say yes, I know.
Well,
But and I say that because this is me being open and honest. It's going to be bad for a while, and I just need you to know that I will do anything I can, everything I can to keep you out of this because I love you.
you're lucky I love you too, because otherwise this conversation would be over.
Oh, I swear when this calms down, what do you want? You know it. I will move in. That's it. You know it. You name your price. It's yours.
You're talking to a dial tone at this point.
God damn it. Yes, I am. Okay.
Nicole's just in the room. And you turn around from that.
Logan has turned off all the burners on the stove. It's just.
I feel like I lost like 5 pounds. Wait.
Shit. Yeah.
Hey, what indeed?
It's alright.
It went okay. I'm gonna have. It's not totally bad, so that's good. But I am going to meet up with her to kind of give insight of the situation, and was requested to do it solo. And
Oh, so definitely.
yes.
So
Here's
that kind of sucks.
just to compare it to what we talked about before you called your jump off was that we were going to arrange for one of the dead people to go because they would be
Yeah.
untraceable, to which then you snatched the burner off the counter, called your boo,
Yeah.
confessed to them,
Mm-hmm.
and scheduled a private meeting
Yep,
time
yep.
with you, a real living person, as who you are.
Oh.
Wow.
This is
Well-
a great start.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta be great. Then.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a vitality because I've openly criticized an obvious flaw, and
You have. Take that vitality, please, and thank you.
thank you.
Hey, she must taste
Yeah,
awesome.
I was just thinking that. Honestly,
Like
hey,
justice.
I think I have my backpack in the car if you need it. So
I realized
Can't share that.
I
you-
realized I cannot
put a
put
condom on it, you know.
you in danger for this connection and relationship I'm a part of, so I will handle that. And I didn't want to put you guys in. I realize it's not your responsibility.
Well, from a technical perspective, you've yet to put us in any real danger, but
Exactly.
yes, let's
So it's just
avoid
me.
talking to her on the phone. Let's talk to her in person. I still think it's an avenue. She likes you, so we can at least try to get information from her.
Damn right.
Also, it's pretty
Are-
dandy
are
you
we
have her
still-
phone number memorized. That's rad.
I'm going to tell you right now, I am going to wife the shit out of her. I will find a way to give her as many kids as possible. I don't care. So, yes,
That's if she doesn't like sell you to the
At
government
that
in a couple
point-
seconds.
if that happens, then it won't happen. But if
If
she
that happens, I'll beat her ass.
also, one of my best friends is a ghost.
One of?
Oh.
All your friends are ghosts.
All of, but like, yeah, you all of my friends. But Nakoa is like, if remember MySpace, the like top 5 situation.
So Viv, Lavinia, I just want you to. You heard that she thinks that Koa is more
Say
important.
there's only
than both
5 of us here. We should all be on the top
Yeah.
5.
Exactly, but there's numbers
Yeah.
still ranking on that.
Wait, Mia doesn't have people.
What's the
no.
next
That is unless Mia's at number 1, so one of us would have to be knocked off that top 5.
Oh,
That's true.
I would,
Mia is her own best friend.
All right, can we please
Yes.
talk about how to keep you alive?
I
I think we
want-
just spend the day doing what we can to drive back into town,
Okay.
do some research. I
Library.
don't think it's a bad idea that Mia go and try to talk to the missus and Layla, and I'm going to try to find a computer. I'll probably try to find a local library or something, probably on the outskirts of town if possible. I will say this, I think that for every Livy that goes somewhere, they should be followed by one of us,
It's a good idea.
at the least.
Who are we
I was
pairing
gonna
off
say,
with?
I know Mia's going somewhere. That's one living team, but where the rest of y'all going? Where both of you going?
I'm not really that useful anywhere except in a fight, if we're being honest.
There's got to be
Madame
something Logan
Batu's
can do.
phone rings and she steps off to take a call.
There's got to be something Logan can do.
Y'all think on that for a second.
Driver?
I'm gonna drop out and follow Madame Batu as a ghost.
Wait, chair.
Catch him.
Somebody catch him.
Okay. You follow her at. Oh, go ahead.
You're good. Go for it, Vince.
You follow Madame Batu as she steps into a room and closes the door behind her, leaving leaving the rest of the group to their conversation. And you hear her say hello. Yes, I'm at my home. 10 o'clock. I will be here. Should I have my lawyer present?
At that, I snap back into my body. We got until 10. We gotta go.
Okay. So, we're going to the library. We're going to the Majesty. And we need to go back to the Orpheus.
All of that's back in the direction that we went, or that we left, I mean.
Yeah.
Let's fill that
I
truck
was
up.
gonna call DEA too.
Okay.
See if we can get a line in on the FBI that isn't going to kill us straight up.
If
Let's
you're
do
gonna.
it on the way there.
Okay. Okay.
This might sound selfish, but are we trying to call Mia and I back into the city? Because I think that's the place that people are going to be looking for us the most.
No. Maybe if you're calling the DEA or the DA as yourself, then maybe call them to meet in the opposite direction. That way, if they do catch a hint of what you're doing, we're completely the different way, right?
So,
I
like,
mean, it's twice the
Right.
travel time, but it's a fake direction.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we'll head back out on the road, get back into town.
Okay. Before you leave, Madame Batu goes to Koa. I believe this might be the last time we see each other for a bit.
For a while, but I'll always come home.
Take care of them.
I will.
Call if you need anything.
Of course. You have a burner. We have a burner. We'll stay as in touch as we can. Thank you.
Of course. And she'll give you a hug
Yeah, embrace her.
and hand you the a small duffel bag with $10,000.
casual.
Do it, Lord.
We'll take it and head out with the rest.
Okay.
I think Lavinia is there when the trade-off is, the bag is handed off to Nakoa. And I think Lavinia will just maybe take a moment with Batu and just say, you're effectively funding us without truly knowing what our intentions are. What would you hope how all of this shakes out?
You clear your names and the truth is brought to light.
And those that did this?
Prosecuted or dead.
I'm glad we're on the same page. Thank you for everything.
You take care of them as well.
I will make it my sole duty.
There are pieces that are moving here that I don't quite see and that I don't quite understand. I'm sure you don't either. I believe this will get worse before it gets better.
Well, the good news is I'm always playing with puzzle pieces, so we've got the best chance we can.
Good luck to you.
I'll leave.
And you all hit the road. So what's the first stop?
I don't need to be supervised, so maybe somebody drop me off at the library and then just pick me up at a certain point. Mia, questions you definitely need me to look into. We're looking for money tracing. Where the money comes from.
Or any kind of potential, if you can break into any accounting records, see if any of the former CEO, the new CEO had any former companies, like, on his previous LinkedIn or something that could be a possible shell.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard to do it at a public library, but I'm going to do the best I can.
Oh yeah, probably it's going to be very basic, but at least if you happen to see that, make note.
Okay. So, we'll start with that. You're dropped off at the library in Evergreen. Of course, you don't need to make yourself... you do have to manifest to use the computer.
Yeah.
The library is closed, but of course that doesn't make any difference to you because you can just manifest inside. We're not dealing with the most secure location in Colorado, so...
I do want to avoid being seen by cameras. Could I become physically manifested but not visible, like where I can interact with objects?
Not necessarily, but roll perception plus security.
Okay. I don't think I have a bad security. Perception, here we go. That's 2 successes.
Okay. Yeah, there aren't really any cameras. There are some cameras covering the entrance, but as long as you're able to map them without manifesting and know where they are and avoid them.
Okay, then I'll go to the first computer I can, turn it on, and just start doing it. For the first thing I want to search is I want to start, if I can, getting the best understanding I can, specifically of the new CEOs, Braden Taylor, Richard Heathfield, Sidney Riley. I'd like, if I roll really well, I'd love to be able to maybe get roughly where they live, where I could find them if I wanted to personally find them. Otherwise, just like their backstory would be fine.
Cool. Yeah, let's do wits plus investigation.
Wits plus investigation. That's good. Okay. That's 3 successes.
Okay, perfect. So, what you are able to find, you look up, the Next World has a public-facing website, and so you're able to kind of get a start there and then do a little digging as you go. But from what you can tell, Braden Tyler is former Army, specifically what his bio on the Next World website refers to as the Combat Applications Group, which you know to be Delta Force. So Army Special Operations for his career, now the acting CEO of Next World. Sidney Riley, go ahead.
Just combat applications, meaning they find how to put new technology on the field.
So with the research that you do, you know that Combat Applications Group is kind of like, I don't want to necessarily say a cover name, but it's one of the many names that has been used to refer to Delta Force.
And by Delta Force, you just mean like a mercenary group?
Oh no, the Army's Delta Force, like their Special Operations Group.
Got it.
Yeah, so he was formerly Army, spent time in the Army, spent time in Special Operations, and then got out.
Possible Army Ranger or something.
Right.
Okay.
So definitely a long career in the military. Has been with Next World from the beginning and was just made its CEO. Sidney Riley is the chief financial officer, and from what you can tell, he has been with the company from the beginning. In fact, is still, was the original CFO and is still the CFO. Funnily enough, you can't find much on Dr. Heathfield. There is a very brief blurb that he has worked in genetics and biology, but not much else. There's not much else about him on the website or really anywhere else. And that's probably a red flag for you because, doctors, period, anybody in the medical and the medical community is going to be published at some point in time. There's usually a paper with their name on it. There's literally nothing for this guy.
It's a cover of some kind. They're somebody else or something like that. Maybe foreign.
Potentially. Yeah.
And new Next World operates out of Colorado, or where's their kind of main?
They are based in the essentially the DC area. So they are based in Roslyn, Virginia.
Roslyn, Virginia, near DC. I'll do a cursory search for Eric Vaughn and Alfred Williams. I'm specifically looking for what them being missing could allude to. Did they live wild lives, or do they have relatively squeaky clean lives, which would assume that they were taken out?
Good question. So I'll have you roll another one on that. Let's do another wits plus investigation.
All right, wits. Okay. This time only one success.
Okay. I misspoke. It wasn't Roslyn, Virginia, by the way. It was Reston, Virginia, but close enough.
Got it.
Yeah. So with all you're able to find is some like old news articles and interviews with Eric Vaughn and with the Brit Alfred Williams when they initially formed what used to be Next World, or what is currently Next World. It was called Trident. Triton Security Services was their initial group, essentially a Blackwater equivalent that was there to kind of pick up the contracts after Blackwater ran into a bunch of scandal with, being cutthroat mercenaries. So their reputation isn't much better, but there wasn't as much scandal surrounding them from what you can find. Eric Vaughn was a Navy SEAL, and that was how he met Alfred Williams. Alfred Williams was 52. Eric Vaughn was 37, and they had trained together. Alfred Williams was in the British equivalent of the SEALs and got out, formed this company together, took contracts with the government, and then went into business with Next World.
And I see evidence where Eric Vaughn and Alfred Williams had brought on Brandon Tyler. You said that they'd been there from the beginning, so obviously they were in some kind of lower position.
Right. Yeah. Nothing to like. He was definitely not a muckety muck in the company. He wasn't like a higher up or or anything in the corporate chain. So he kind of just comes out of nowhere to be the CEO, from what you can tell.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious what happened here. Team, what else do I need to look up in terms of people? We could. Anything about Kate that matters?
I think.
What about your cowboy?
Cross,
the special agent in charge of looking for us, James Ormond.
Yeah.
One too.
I'll look into James Ormond, and specifically, I'm kind of trying to find a track record of accolades or tarnishes to his reputation.
Yeah, perfect. I won't even make you roll for that based on your existing rolls. So James Ormond is squeaky clean, from what you can tell. Highly decorated agent with the Bureau for the past 10 years. Started off with the Violent Crime Division, worked with the Organized Crime Division for a little bit, and is now with Counterterrorism. Definitely, a lot of the articles you find are in direct relation to the attack on Orpheus headquarters, with press statements and interviews he's done since then. You find a picture of him. He's kind of a smaller guy. He's about 5'6", kind of wiry, but it kind of has that bulldog look to him. And he has gone on record as saying that he views projector technology as a threat to national security.
Mm-hmm. I think I could probably find his email, or at least his FBI email, right?
That might be tougher. Those don't.
There's
tend
got
to
be some public-facing email that he has or something, right?
So you're able to find contact information for the Denver field office, but not for individual agents.
Okay, I think I'm gonna create a Gmail, just like a dummy email account, and I'll call it. I don't know, team. What do we call it? Do I go so far as to call it 12 something, like C12, or do I call it
12 Angry Jurors?
12 ghosts.
12 monkeys. 12
Hey, there you
monkeys.
Okay, 12 monkeys at gmail.com.
Okay.
And I think I want to start the process, but I just don't want to give him much information.
Okay.
I think I'll just send him like a puzzle or a riddle, and I'll have to think for a second what that is. I'm gonna look at my list of riddles.
Yeah, you can get back to me on that one.
Yeah, I think I'll get back to you. My intention is I just want to start the conversation. I don't think I'll have access to a computer for, a little bit after this, but I just want to know that it'll test the waters, and I'll put in the email, to Osmond, or what, Ormond is his name?
Ormond. Yep.
Yeah, I'll address it to him specifically, and next time we talk about this, I'll send you the riddle that I send them.
Beautiful.
Riddle me this, Batman.
Riddle me this. For a perfectly not threatening way to start a
I
conversation.
know. That's like so dramatic. I love it.
Exactly.
What's black and blue and smells like bacon?
Newman.
And squeals when you stick it. All right.
Oh.
I am going to. What else, gang? Okay. I don't think I can really do this, but I do want to find out as much as I can about Next World and its funding. I'm sure there's a lot of fronts, but if there's anything I can do, I don't want to go so far as to like. I feel like I could, with my skills, I could probably go so far as to hack into like a server or something if I get that information. But I am trying to dig as far as I can before alarms start going off.
Okay. So
Specifically about Next World's financial stuff.
So the main issue is that on this computer, you don't have access to like the typical tools you would have to essentially break into servers and networks and the like.
Apps and stuff, programs.
Right. So, but with what you have, let's do wits plus computer. But the difficulty is gonna. Go ahead.
I'll say this: what if I reach out to allies in Are We Cool Yet, where I ask, "Hey, can you run this for me, or can you look into this for me?" And if it takes longer than I'm here, then that's fine. But
all right, rolled manipulation plus your dots and contacts.
Okay, that's good. I've got lots of manipulation. Well, I've got a good amount of manipulation. Let's see. Ooh, that's 3 successes.
Okay,
I'm rolling well today.
You are. You are able to get a hold of, or at least get a message out to Mr. Cruz, I believe. Or no, I'm sorry, Juan Carlos, one of your contacts. And he is surprised to hear from you, is convinced you're dead. Well, I mean, many times over.
Yeah.
But is always up. He's a notorious black hat hacker. You know he's always looking to stick it to the United States government. So he essentially responds with "say less" and begins working to try to get you the information you've requested.
Yeah, I let him know that I'll be on and off, but to just leave any messages, we'll have a server or some way to get in contact with each other, trade stuff.
Sounds good. Beautiful.
Anything else, team, that I'm not thinking of? I think it would be nice to know if Kate had a second home, if she had some backup place that she might fall back to.
Yeah.
Okay. One last wits plus investigation.
All right, let's just see. Wits and investigation. That's 2 successes.
Okay. You are able to, through tax and property records, able to confirm that she had a home in kind of the Denver metropolitan area. Had an apartment, but nothing to indicate a second home.
Where's her family from? Am I able to determine that?
Yeah, her family is from out east, from the kind of Delmarva area, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia.
Okay.
So thereabouts, but yeah.
Okay. I think I'll keep thinking of things to search and try to figure things out. I'm probably putting together the history of, Tyrell and Squibb, and just like creating a a timeline to kind of start understanding things in a bigger scale. But I think we can turn it over to the other folks.
Absolutely. Let's do it. Okay, so where's the rest of the team heading?
I will probably be requested to be dropped off, or...
So Evergreen is about... back to Colorado Springs is about an hour and a half.
I will probably need to find my own transportation then. Is there a train? Or I know it's remote or anything, but sometimes, okay, I just wanted to check.
Yeah. And then I misspoke. Cripple Creek is like a casino town. It's southwest of Colorado Springs, not north.
Okay.
About an hour away.
Okay.
So you're looking at about 2.5 hours actually from Evergreen. So.
Well, I mean, someone's got to research. Everyone needs time.
Yep.
Does anyone want to be dropped off while I go to?
I need to go into town.
Okay.
You need to go in the opposite direction. If you're trying to get back to Orpheus headquarters, you're going north. Back towards Denver.
Can't borrow another car.
I mean, steal another one.
Did Madam have another car that she's willing to let us borrow?
Not if they're on their way.
That's true.
Actually, roll.
Or a bike? Is there a bike? Because like all stuff.
Oh my god.
Hey, babe, I've missed you so much. Look at my sick 9 speed.
Listen, thanks for the
Holy
$10,000, but
So she does have multiple cars. That belong to her husband. She is normally driven everywhere, so she is willing to part with a older BMW sedan.
I will gladly and happily, and I'll be like, I will take very good care of this.
that car is toast.
That car is toast.
No, it's not. Stop.
Last time we'll see that car.
It's your drive.
So you head to Cripple Creek then to meet with Her Majesty.
Yep.
Okay. Colette, what are you up to?
So, I'm supposed to make this call to the DEA, and then if they want to meet, I'm supposed to go west. So that's my plan. Okay. I guess the north team could drop me off northwest. I don't know, but we'll see that if he even wants to meet, if that's even a safe idea.
Okay.
But that's the plan.
So are you you're contacting him using a burner?
Yeah. I probably wrote down his information to begin with because I was in that interrogation room with him. He gave me his card, so I have it in my wallet.
Okay, easy enough.
What's his name?
Joseph Hall.
Joseph Hall.
Yep.
Okay.
The phone rings and he answers. Agent Hall.
Hey, Joey. I was thinking about everything. I'm looking forward to working with you, but there are some caveats that I think that you and I probably know about already, but we're going to have to discuss.
Yeah, no shit, there are caveats. Where the fuck are you?
That's so quick that you asked that. You can't ask that so quick. It hurts the trust. Listen, I can't tell you where I am. In fact, I'm probably going to hang up on you in like 20 seconds. How long does it take to like track one of these calls? In fact, and she hangs up. She calls back.
Sawyer, don't fuck with me.
No, I'm not fucking with you. I just don't know how this works. So it's very important to me that you can't like fuck me on this because the others will
make
blame
it quick.
Me. They're very good at that. I want to talk to you because people are accusing me of something I didn't do, and I think that you are a good enough man to believe me the first time. I think you'll believe me again, and only partly because you want to fuck me, and that is enough for me.
Roll manipulation plus empathy.
Strong.
Wow, that is a Colette
No
roll
human
right there.
resources. Not one human resource.
Yeah, but blew up in that fire.
Yeah.
I feel like Viv and Logan are just sitting back like,
I can't believe, and it keeps working, so I don't even know I can't even criticize it.
She can't keep getting away with it. It's fucking ridiculous.
4 successes.
For the record, I don't make it a habit of fucking my informants, but thank you.
That's why I like you, Joe.
All right, we can meet. Not Denver, though.
And you're okay. And you're not gonna like sell me out or anything like that?
I want to hear what you have to say first, then I'll make up my mind.
Okay, cool. And you're gonna come alone?
Yeah, I'll come along.
Okay, I am too. I don't know how all of this works, so if I show up and like you arrest me or anything like that, I will be very upset.
If I don't like what you say, I'm gonna fucking arrest you.
Well, I have lovely things to say, and I'm only going to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Not on a Bible. I'm gonna send you like the details to like a Starbucks, I guess, or something like that.
Yeah, make it in
Role play
Castle
back at a
Rock.
Starbucks.
Make it what
Castle
now, Joe?
Rock, Joseph, fucking Agent Hall.
Okay, Joseph made Agent fucking Hall. Yeah, we'll do a Starbucks in Castle Rock. I'll be there with a flat white, and like a rose on my shirt.
Jesus Christ, don't do that.
Okay, see you then. She hangs up.
You do know he knows what you look like. You've seen him before. You don't have to.
No one gets to do like the Scarlet Letter meeting, like clandestine meeting thing, and I'm gonna do it if I'm gonna die before.
You're not
it
going to
happens,
die
okay?
before it happens.
Oh, just you watch.
So what we'll say is, because I don't think there's enough time for everybody to be kind of ferrying each other back and forth between all the areas we're trying to cover, we'll say that you all are kind of setting up your meets while Lavinia is doing her research. But then, of course, Mia has the BMW and is heading south to Cripple Creek.
If nobody picks me up in a long time, I'm gonna steal a car.
Hey, well, what do you do? Yeah, what happens? So
I will wait a reasonable amount of time.
Okay.
But there's always the option.
So we've got to drop Colette in Castle Rock, which is on the way north to Aurora/Denver, or what remains of Orpheus headquarters. And I think as the team kind of goes their ways, with Mia heading south and the rest of Crucible 12 heading north, it's a good spot to call it a night.
Hell yeah.
We'll pick back up as we we'll pick up as we begin these plans and schemes and plans in earnest. So here we go, folks. We're off to a great start. Maydayers, that was absolutely incredible. Thank you.
That was a lot of fun,
It's
Vince.
literally the same words to you
blast.
as well.
Yes,
So good to have you back. So good to
And
be
we just
back.
like fell right back into it. It just felt like
Yeah.
right back in
Yeah.
I miss
Hell yeah.
these ghosts.
I miss these ghosties too, man. And everybody at home, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this as much as we enjoyed playing it. We'll be back soon with the rest of this, and holy shit, we'll see what happens next. But in the meantime, please take care of yourselves, enjoy, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
See you, everybody.
Good night.
you.